Hiya folks, my name's Donna Martin and welcome back to the Good Life Approach Unleashing Your Infinite Possibilities podcast. We're on episode number 5 already, and as always we start off with the reminder and setting your intention. The intention of my podcast this today is to invite you to get curious and experience a new way of feeling about yourself, your life and the world that we live in. It's about shifting that lens. It's about shifting our ideas and perception. And it's just inviting you to get curious and not judgmental. Why? Because it frees up the space in your heart. It frees up the space in how you think. It fills up the space in how you can actually view your world without judgment. And that will expand and open up a whole new world of possibilities. So in this week's episode, I invite you to get curious about the idea of how to dream bigger. How can we dream bigger and break free from limitations? And this is a really incredible place to start, especially now if we consider the context of we're in December 2024. A lot of people are talking about New Year and resolutions and, okay, next year's going to be better. Have you reflected on your achievements this year? Have you been down on yourself or hard on yourself about dreams that you haven't achieved or action steps that you didn't take? Are you celebrating the things that you did achieve? How can you dream bigger and instead of sitting in judgment, instead of having those limiting beliefs there, how can you actually move forward? A great task that I invite clients to do is the simple tool of the pen and paper, which is one of the most powerful tools you can ever use. Because we think in pictures and we have all these words put into our system, habitual behaviors that are attached to an emotion, which are attached to feelings which make us either feel shitty or they support us. But probably 90 to 95%, they will make us feel shitty. They will keep us in a place of judgment and they'll limit us moving forward. And then we might get a fleeting idea or a brilliance within us, that inspired idea of how we can dream bigger, where we feel like we're breaking free from some limitations. And then something might come along just as quick to shut it down, to shut us down, to stop us in our tracks. And often it's that inner voice, that inner noise inside us. So identifying, challenging, and limiting beliefs. When you acknowledge what they are, it's not about accepting them, but the pen and paper is great because I get clients, they vomit it out of them. It's just like, vomit out all the noise, all that trash within you, all that noise that does not serve you. I'm not good enough at this, but I failed at this, but I didn't achieve that goal, but I didn't get where I wanted to be, or that relationship failed, or I'm not as healthy as I want to be, or I tapped out of that program earlier, I never really showed up, or I set my intention, but I didn't do it, and now I feel guilty, and I'll make next year will be my year. Next year will be better. Because how many times in your limitations, how many times have you got to December and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to let go. I'm just going to forget about everything and I'm going to do fingers and toes crossed, everything, wishing and hoping that 2025 will be a better year, leaving it up to fate, leaving it up to some other power to say, right, okay, I'm going to give Donna, I'm going to give Joe, I'm going to give Joanne, I'm going to give whoever a better chance this year to excel more, to dream bigger. I'm going to give them a new opportunity. Do you think that that's how it works? Think about it. If you are the creator of your world, if you are the creator of your life, where has your level of dreaming been at up to date right now in this moment? Where have you allowed yourself to dream in your imagination? Where have you allowed your thought process to go? Where have you allowed your feelings to go? Have you allowed yourself to get excited? Or have you allowed yourself to stay in doubt? This is where the powerful tool and gift that we all have of imagination comes in here, folks. because your imagination gifts you the power within, not without, within, to choose an idea, to choose a dream. If we think in pictures and we process things in our mental imagery, and we can feel things, create a feeling and attach it to that. A great example is when you watch a movie that really moves you, that really connects, that really inspires you, and after it, you're like, I'm just going to go and do that, or I'm going to think a different way from now on. Something that really moves you. We all have this gift within us to do that. It doesn't just have to be a movie. Your life is your actual real-time movie. You are the creator of everything in your world. And in order to dream bigger and break free from limitations, it's about choosing your own dream. It's about choosing that, okay, actually, instead of using my imagination to think about the worst case scenario, instead of using my imagination to think about the worst outcome, or that person's going to react in a certain way, or this is going to be how things are going to go in business or in my world or with this job or with this relationship. About 95% of the times, 95% of us think from worst case scenarios, and we use our imagery and our feelings and our imagination to conjure up a picture that's still not real. But we use that to create scenarios that aren't happening or that have been imprinted from past experiences. So when you recognize this and know that you've been doing this, think about a scenario in your world, multiple scenarios, because we do this all the time. How often do you go to worst case scenario instead of what's the best that can happen? We're programmed, we're taught it. Society is feeding it into us all the time. And we choose whether we buy into it or not. So where the curiosity and the ease comes in, and the neutrality of no judgment, this makes it a lot easier. It gives you the opportunity to actually say, okay, if I vomit out and use pen and paper and vomit out all the words, all the language, all the ideas, all the worst case scenarios that are coming to my mind right now, if I put pen to paper and write all that rubbish down, and then if I walk away, go make a cup of tea or go give yourself 5 minutes and then come back to that same page and then read it like a fly in the wall, as we say in NLP. Read it and observe it from another's thinking. If you were reading that and somebody else had put that in front of you and asked for your advice, what would you say to them? Would you say to them that how real do you think that is? How realistic do you think it is? What's the chances of that actually happening? You're being too hard on yourself. Why are you so hard on yourself? When we look at the noise and the chatter that's going on in our head, in the feelings and the imprints that are within, it doesn't make them true. It doesn't mean that they're right. And by practicing vomiting it out, by using this tool and putting pen to paper and vomiting them out of your body and looking at them objectively and saying, okay, if this was somebody else asking me, what do you think? What would you say to them? You would probably have more compassion for them. You would probably show more empathy, more understanding. You would probably use more loving language to support them. And you would probably have a completely different perspective and approach to somebody else and be less harsh than what you're being to yourself. So even that realization right there, folks, how to dream bigger, how to clear your limiting beliefs, break free from them. It's about acknowledging, calling out the bullshit. It's about calling out the noise and chatter that has just been dumped within you It's not necessarily right or wrong, true or false, but it's just in there kicking around and singing the same story loop. It's on repeat, on repeat. And then your feelings are buying into that. You consciously or unconsciously are then choosing. So in order to dream bigger, let's do that task, use that tool, and vomit out all the noise, all the chatter, all the whatever. Go back to the line. How can I dream bigger than what I'm currently dreaming? Go back to the limitations that you feel are currently imposed on you in all aspects of your life, not just your personal life, not just your relationships with yourself and others, not just in your finances, not just in your business or your work, but in your health, in the view of you as a whole holistically. Because you can't work on one snippet and leave the rest out. Because everything is a knock-on effect, because it's all a part of you, who you are being now in this moment. And the limiting beliefs that we continue to carry, these are what we embody, and these are what we then put out into our results. These are what we magnetize and attract, and they're just a reflection of how we truly feel inside, of the noise that's kicking around in there. So that's my gift to you, is use this tool. Do this, write it out, vomit it out. And when you've done that, I want you to go back to my original question. What is your idea of your good life? Have you dreamed your current idea of your good life into reality? Is it in a work in progress? Are you currently in the flow of your manifestation, which simply means to make something real? And I will talk about manifestation and how to manifest in one of the upcoming series. But for now, I want you to ask yourself, have you intentionally created your idea of your good life now? Are you living that way? Are you being that way? For me, my good life was just to be happy at the beginning of my journey. I am happy. I am at peace. I am content. I feel fulfilled. I do get irked and irritated. I do react at times instead of respond. I'm always a work in progress, but I absolutely love it because every time I have an experience, it gifts me the opportunity to expand in my thinking, to expand into new ideas. It gives me a chance and an opportunity to evolve into a higher version of me. And there is no limit to your highest version. It is who you desire to be, the life you desire to call in at any given moment, your idea of your good life. And that is always evolving, it's always changing. And your results are the experience that you experience in your world. That is the key telltale sign of if how you're dreaming bigger is actually working. Are you doing the work? Are you using the tools and taking the action? Are there some limiting beliefs that still need to be shifted here? And it's amazing when you think about it, because how cool is that we are getting evidence every day to say, maybe just tweak that a bit more, maybe just shift that a bit more. It's not a big slog, but it's a journey, it's a process, and it's never ending. And you choose how you want to go about your journey. But it starts with having a clear vision. When we talk about goal setting and we talk about intentional living, that comes from using the power of your imagination, from using the gift that you have to feel something into reality, to shift your idea, to create your most dominant emotional imprint that you want to have about your dream life, as opposed to your fear life, your dread life. It's about becoming more aware of how you use the tools that you've been gifted in any given moment. It's about reconnecting with forgotten dreams or passions. It's about identifying in your idea of your good life. Are you doing something that you absolutely love? Are you being who you desire to be? calmness of mind, perfect health, happy, at ease, fulfilled, content? Or are you still in the seeking and searching mode, always looking for a quick fix, a magic bullet to help make you feel better about yourself, or to fix a seemingly bothersome problem now in your life? If everything comes back to you and you're the common denominator in your world, it's about looking at what you're focused on, where your attention is now. This is where the practical technique of visualization comes in. It's a powerful tool and resource. The attachment of the feeling to that. These are phenomenal. This is what I go over in the How to Manifest course. But you can do this right now in this moment. Just close down your eyes. Ask yourself, what is my idea of the good life? How can I dream bigger and elevate my dream bigger than I've ever done before now in this moment? Actually, you can just write down, what is my dream? Have I got one? Because a lot of people don't. A lot of us are stuck in the day-to-day activities of life that we kind of forget to dream. Or we're just in a space of autopilot where everything is just Groundhog Day. It's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I was in that scenario. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's easy. It's do. Don't rock the boat. We don't need to shift or change. Don't need to look at myself. Don't need to do any other work or go into that other crack there and look at yourself and see. I'll just tick my gittins and I'll be done with the life that I've created now. Or we can sit in the dissatisfaction, dis-ease, disharmony of life and blame other people. We can judge other people, or we can look at other people and go, oh, look at them. Wouldn't their life be great? How they have it so much easier than us. But my question to you is, if you're the creator of your world, then is it not up to you to create, intentionally design what it is that you want to call in? It's not up to your neighbor. It's not up to your partner. The people that are creating their world, their reality right now, they're the people that are using the tools, the visualization, that are doing the inner work, having the mind shifts, me included. I have a crystal clear vision of where I am going, my elevation, every day taking action as the highest version of me that I can be in this moment. Tomorrow is another time, the day after, every minute, every day, every hour. If you want to say it in the human terms of a calendar year or time. But we are always evolving, we are always shifting. And it's about creating that mindset that embraces a possibility of you having the capabilities to create your own good life, to unleash your infinite possibilities. You have the ability to view your perceived limitations as an opportunity, or you can use it as something that continues to drag you down, that continues to be your crutch, your support for why you're not doing something, that justification. And I get that, because I've been in that. I've bounced back and forth in and out of that for a long time. Not anymore, and not for quite a while, but it's a process. It's something that you have to shift. First of all, you have to recognize it. Recognize the limitations, recognize the noise and the chatter within you, recognize the things that you're feeling, recognize the results in your world and your reality, because it gives you a really good and crystal clear baseline to look at things and go, okay, excellent, thank you, this is a heads up, so this is where I'm at. So how can I dream bigger than where I'm at? How would I like to expand this dream, excel it, make it bigger? How would I like to drop these current limitations and actually just clear them out of that sack and just say, nah, they're not staying on my back anymore. They're not weighing me down anymore, because I know that I have a choice. Do you see the common theme here, folks? You are the creator of your reality. You do have the power of choice. You do have the power to control what you consciously think about. You have the power to shift the story loop that you have going at the minute that's on repeat, that's doing the reruns of the woe me, poor me, this happened, the fear, the negativity, the feeling of lack. You have the power to use your imagination. You have the power to shift the energy that's within you. You have the power to choose a feeling, which is your energy and motion. You have the power to cultivate a stronger, more loving feeling about yourself through the power of awareness, through understanding your actual abilities and capabilities. You have infinite potential right now within you. That's what I do as a coach and mentor. That is why I love doing what I'm doing. The power within you is phenomenal. And you have the opportunity to choose whether you use it and harness that to create a phenomenal, phenomenal string of experiences in your life, or whether you choose to stay in the repetition and ignore it and stay with the fingers and toes crossed, praying that next year will be a better year. Next year will be a better year. I can tell you, next year will not be a better year if you're not willing to expand where you're at, if you're not willing to look at it and acknowledge it from a neutral point of view and say, okay, this is where I'm at. And I'm not going to be mean or nasty. I'm going to celebrate and say, well done to me for acknowledging that this is where I'm at. And also for acknowledging that it's also not where I want to be. And then for acknowledging, right, okay, I'm going to spend the time now. I'm going to get crystal clear. Where do I want to be? How do I want to be showing up every day? Do I want to have calmness of mind? Do I want to be a clear, effective communicator? Do I want to shout less? Do I want to be less agitated or frustrated? Do I want to be more calm? Do I want to have more loving relationships? Do I want to have a better relationship with my kids, with my partner, with my business team? Do I want to have a more thriving business? Do I want more income? Do I want better health? Do I want to feel less anxious and stress in my body? What do you desire right now? Because now is all we have. You don't know when your time is up. No one does. And whatever happens after that happens. So if now is all we have, stop treating it like we have the rest of time, the end of days, because we actually don't. Start paying attention to what's going on for you in your reality, what experiences you're having. Start being more loving and respectful to yourself, and start with a better question. That means dreaming bigger. That means allowing yourself to dream like you've never dreamed before. Use the powerful gift that you have of your imagination. This works, folks. It works if you work it. It's up to you. You have the power within you. So I recommend using the tools on here, doing the activities, listen over this, listen over it again. If you know someone that could benefit from this, share it with them. This is something you can do right now to make a positive impact and shift in your limitations to elevate you and elevate your dreams, your life. But it starts with you taking an action. It starts with you making that choice. You are incredible, and it's time that you started understanding that you can unleash your infinite possibilities. Your greatest asset, as always, is your ability to be yourself, folks. So who will you choose to be today? My name is Donna Martin. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode, folks. Thank you.